Do you think that the influx of provisional ballots is going to make things more difficult?
Well, the issue with the provisional ballots is that they are going to be counted. They have up to 10 days to count the provisional ballots. I think that because of the large margins that we've gained in early vote, that those provisional ballots, if they're going to be counted, it's just going to only put the win more solidly in President Obama's column. I don't think that looking at what the numbers we're getting now that's going to be something that we're going to depend on the provisional ballots to win. I think that if we get to that point, going to definitely the Republican Party obviously does not want that to happen because most of the provisional ballots that are coming out of the state of Ohio are in very highly Democratic precincts.
Information coming in about a number of Senate races across the country. I'm sure you've heard that Elizabeth Warren has won the race against Scott Brown in Massachusetts, and your own Sherrod Brown in Ohio has kept his seat as the senator of Ohio. Have there been any surprises in terms of the national election? Have there been any surprises for you so far from the election returns you've been monitoring?
No, honestly, not at all. From what I've seen, here we knew that Senator Sherrod Brown was going to be reelected. Senator Sherrod Brown has been an advocate for Ohioans from the time he was first elected senator in 2006. He's been a strong supporter of working class Ohioans. I think that what we're seeing nationally is that the extreme candidates that have been put up by the Republican Party are being turned back by voters. If you look at the races in Massachusetts, you look at the races in Indiana, you see that these Republican candidates that have these extreme ideas that average everyday Americans just don't agree with. And once those ideas are put out and people are seeing their responses, they don't want to be a part of that. They don't want to be a part of that. And those candidates are being rejected at the polls tonight. And I think that's a trend that's going to happen. I think that the 2010 elections was just a time when the Democratic vote didn't come out and average Americans decided to stay home. But they see what happens when the extreme to the right comes in and puts up their candidates. And there's a backlash against that in this election cycle.
Well, we want to thank you. That's Arlen Harrell joining us live, our election night political analyst live from Ohio. It's about 10:30 in Ohio right now. It's obviously going to be a little bit of a late night. We want to thank Arlen for taking the time to join us here in Los Angeles. Arlen, we'll be in touch. You keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Excellent. So there you have it. Ohio feels confident that Obama is going to take the state.
Yes, and tracking Hamilton County very closely. That was Arlen Harrell in Cincinnati saying to us that the folks on the ground in Ohio are feeling confident that the president's going to take Hamilton County and thereby take Ohio in this election. It hasn't been called yet, but we're going to keep a close eye on it. More election night analysis right here on LA Talk Live coming up.
And Yemi, do you have any election results for us that you want to update us before we go to commercial break?
8th district has been called, and Tammy Duckworth is projected to win over Joe Walsh.
Excellent
update that's been confirmed.
And just to remind our listeners, Joe Walsh was the congressman that stood up during the State of the Union and called the president a liar, right?
That is correct.
Wow.
Is correct.
The chicken's coming home to roost on election night. You gotta love it.
We're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back with LA Get Out and Vote. Our polls are closing in what? How long we got before our polls close?
We got 27 minutes.
27 more minutes. So if you have not voted, please vote before 8 o'clock. And if you are already in line, you will still be able to vote when 8 o'clock hits. So we're going to take a quick commercial break, and when we come back, we're going to continue our coverage of the Los Angeles elections. In the presidential election.
All that.
In the bag of chips. We'll be right back.
Ignore the obvious. Man, this history don't acknowledge us. We were scholars long before colleges. They say we N-I-double-G-E-R. We are much more, but still we choose to ignore the obvious. We are the slave and the master. What you looking for? You the question and the answer. We trust no black leaders. Use the stove to heat us, powdered eggs and government cheeses. The calendars with Martin, JFK, and Jesus. Gotta be fresh to go to school with fly sneakers. Schools with outdated books. We are the forgotten. Summer's cooling off by the fire hydrant. Yeah, I'm from the
Thank you for tuning in to
Black
LA
women
Talk
talk
Live,
about they sugar
reality
daddy.
radio,
It's not
handcrafted
unusual
for your
to
listening
see
pleasure.
photos of
This
bad
is
homies,
LA Talk
funerals,
Live,
aluminum
and we're
foil
more
on TV
than just talk.
antennas.
Stay
Little
tuned.
TV sit on top the big TV eating TV dinners. Girls dyed their hair with Kool-Aid. They gave us lemons, we made lemonade. But this was getting paid. Ancestry of slaves, descendant of kings is necessary. I bling. Put rims on everything, wear Timbs on every scene. They say we N-I-double-G-E-R. We are much more. Still we choose to ignore the obvious. Man, this history don't acknowledge us. We were scholars long before colleges. They say we N-I-double-G-E-R. We are much more. But still we choose to ignore the obvious. We are the slave and the master. What you looking for? You the question and the answer.
Memories on corners with the foes and the moles. Walk to the store for the rolls, talking straightforward to. Got uncles that smoking, some put blow up their nose to cope with the blows. The wind is cold and it blows. In they socks and they soles, told in they rolls. Corners leave soles opened and closed, hoping for more with nowhere to go. Rolling in droves, they shoot the wrong way cause they ain't knowing they goes. The streets ain't safe cause they ain't knowing the code. By the foes I was told either focus or fold. Got cousins with flows, hope they open some doors. So weak they got clothes and rolling the rolls. Now I roll in the O's with windows that don't roll. Down the roads where cars get broken and stole. These are the stories told by Stony and Cottage Grove. The world is cold, the block is hot as a stove on the corners.
I wish I could give this feeling. I wish I could give this feeling. On the corner, private, killing, dying, just to make a living.
We overstated, we underrated, we educated. The corner was our time when time stood still and gators and snakeskins and yellow and pink and all the blue profiles glorifying that street corner.
Birthplace of various dreams. The ending of the beginning, the scariest thing is we survive here to die here. Whatever we seen, we accept it, live with it, or better the scheme. On the corner, the backdrop for hustling. The spot where the lack stops and issue the pack sock. It's money on the corner, you be stupid to pass up. Remember it's a code and if it's broken, we blast ya. It's Crips on the corner. Bloods on the corner, GDs and vice lords, so it's thugs on the corner. It's children having fun, so it's love on the corner. OGs with triple beams, oh they drugs on the corner. It's cops on the corner, dope fiends that walk around and they socks is on the corner. But I love them, so I'm on them. It's life on the corner, death on the corner. We fight until our very last breath on the corner.
I wish I could give this feeling. I wish I could give this feeling. On the corner.
Welcome back. We are back with the last almost 20 minutes of our election coverage here at LA Talk Live, and we are joined with our political consultant and correspondent, Yemi. How you doing?
Hello.
Thank you so much for riding with us today, girl. You've been riding tough with us today.
She sure has.
So bring us up to speed. What's happening here locally?
What's happening locally?
I mean, local, just what's happening.
California, you still have 20 minutes or so to get to the polls. Get to the polls and stay in line if you're in line. But in terms of what's going on in the national races, we have several. Let me first update you on what's going on in the Senate, because as you know, we in order for the Democrats to regain control of the Senate, they'll need to get at least 50 seats and 61 to actually control. Okay. So Chris Murphy defeated Linda McMahon in Connecticut. Bill Nelson was able to hold on to his seat in Florida. In Indiana, Joe Donnelly has defeated Richard Murdoch, who has gained national attention when he made the now infamous comments about pregnancy-induced rape being a gift from God. Elizabeth Warren is projected to have defeated Scott Brown.
That's a big win for the Democrats. That's a very big win.
Why is it so big?
Well, because Elizabeth Warren had been trailing Scott Brown, who's an incumbent. Scott Brown won that seat after Ted Kennedy passed and the seat opened up. And Elizabeth Warren is going to be a key fighter, a key figure in the Democratic Party for this next Congress, in part because of all the work that she's done around Wall Street reform. We would not have a Consumer Financial Protection Bureau under President Obama if there was no Elizabeth Warren that was advising him and pushing really hard to make that happen. And so we have a fighter from Massachusetts carrying the torch from Ted Kennedy after tonight.
And that's a seat that flipped. So that's definitely good news for the president's party. And with respect to our results by state, looks like we're still holding out for Ohio, Florida, Virginia, and
North Carolina.
Yeah.
Did we get Nevada? We did get Nevada?
And Wisconsin. Nevada.
No,
the
Nevada
haven't closed yet.
Oh, no, that's us.
And Wisconsin. So we're looking at those hot seats are still up for grabs and to be counted. Pennsylvania has gone for the president. And I know that there was a lot of speculation about whether or not the governor would be able to flip that state, which had been leaning towards the president, but it looks like the president pulled that one out.
Because it's important to note that towards the end of the campaign, the Romney campaign had made it a point, to visit Pennsylvania a number of times. They thought that there was a remote possibility, but yet and still a possibility they might be able to peel off a win from President Obama, and so that not being so tonight.
It's true. And right now the electoral votes are 163 votes for the electoral college points for Mitt Romney and 162 for the president. And we still have several states left to close and several that are too close to call.
And I think they recently just updated it. Looking at MSNBC, and Obama is at 162 and Romney is now at 174.
It looks like Arizona is the state that they just called that went for Governor Romney. So it looks like they just called Arizona.
God, Ohio's like so close.
Yeah, the president is leading Ohio. I mean, for our folks that aren't looking at the monitor, we're looking at Ohio. President Obama is leading by 2 percentage points. We just spoke to Arlen Harrell, who came to us live via Skype from Cincinnati, and Ohio. And Arlen saying that in Ohio, Hamilton County is the county to watch, feeling very confident. People on the ground in Hamilton County that the president's going to take it. But Ohio still has not been called for the president or Mitt Romney, and so we'll be staying close. Also, it looks like Virginia is also still too close to call.
Yeah. And so what are those states, we were talking about it before we came back on the air, what are those states that if Obama closes, wins those, it's a done dotted. It's over. He's got it. What are those states that are key in terms of their...
Well, Pennsylvania is definitely a key state. The president has that in the bag. He has won the state of Pennsylvania. Florida, Virginia, Ohio, still too close to call. I think winning those states would pretty handedly hand it over to the president. I think that would put him over the top for the 270. Obviously, assuming that the other states that he's expected to win, in fact, hold.
Let me ask our engineer Richard. How you doing, Richard? Over there, you hanging in there?
I'm tired.
Richard's been with us since early this morning.
Early this morning.
I
He
was
brought
here
us
before you even got here.
coffee and donuts. So what do you think? You think Obama's going to pull it through? I see you watching the TV screen intently.
Gotta be honest, I'm a little nervous about what I'm seeing on the MSNBC screen here. Road to 270, Obama 162, Romney 174. And before I even thought to pull a mic to my mouth, what occurred to me is if Romney won, I just want to get violent.
You want to start a riot?
I want to start a riot. Yes, man. I'm just not going to be happy.
Yeah,
I might have to move to Canada with you.
I think it's going to be a lot
I'm
of.
just not going to be feeling it in America
we already know
anymore.
we're gonna
The
be
swag's
crying.
going to be gone.
We already know he's going to be crying. We
Oh,
going to call each
no.
other, console each other.
So I will defer to you pundits and professionals and experts. And what do you think is going to happen?
God's will, and I think he wants Obama to win.
That's a qualifier for God's will right there, ain't it?
Well, we just saw Obama 62%, and that's zooming in.
That's in Miami-Dade
Miami-Dade
County.
Okay.
And that's Miami-Dade County. The president is ahead, 62% to Mitt Romney's 37%. Miami-Dade County, you might remember in the 2000 election, being an area that was hotly contested between George W. Bush and Al Gore. Minnesota has now been projected for the president. The president winning Minnesota 53% to 55%.
Well, let's get a round of applause for that.
45%.
I need some good news here.
So 45%, excuse me. That's 10 electoral votes in the president's column. That's with 22% of precincts reporting in Minnesota.
So now they're at 172 and 164 with Romney with 174. I'm sorry.
It's going to be interesting as we continue to watch what's going on in Florida after this weekend when there were so many voter issues with long lines for early voting, 5 hours, 6 hours. It looks like in Hillsborough County in Florida. Oh, these are 2008 numbers.
Okay.
The president was leading. But the thing that's going to be interesting to watch, it's good to know that right now in Miami-Dade that there's a significant 62, 63% lead there because it's going to come down to every vote counting and the moments of disenfranchisement when the polls were closing early and the lawyers on the ground had to go file briefs in court to get the polls reopened and hours extended so that voters could be accommodated. So
are we going to be
night.
up till midnight, 1 o'clock? I mean, when do you think we'll get the final results in?
It's entirely possible. It's going to depend on how places like Northern Virginia go. We may see Virginia tell us something soon rather than later. I think you'll hear from Virginia before you hear from Florida. And the Northern Virginia suburbs are going to lean more heavily Democratic than the southern portions of the state. So as we get returns from those more populated areas and see what those margins are in those areas, I think you'll be able to predict those states before you get to Florida.
Now, all this talk about the states that are going for the president and the states that are going for Romney, let us not forget about our own state here in California. Our polls will be closing in 14 minutes.
Yeah.
So you got 14 minutes to get in line. You just got to be in line.
So what are you looking to pass? What are you really kind of anxious? I know Measure GG.
Yeah, Measure GG in Inglewood is an issue that's very near and dear to my heart. I've actually been consulting on that campaign a great deal, and I can't wait to see how much we win by because I'm confident we're going to be winning tonight. But I think Propositions 30 and 32 are going to be really critical here in California. If Proposition 30 does not pass, it's going to unlock some pretty deep cuts here in California, and we've already had our fair share. Proposition 32, the proposition that organized labor intends to defeat here in California. That's going to be critical because if that passes, essentially, that cuts the revenue source to organized labor here in California, and that means that they don't have a seat at the table, and it means that there's opportunity for corporate interests and other special interests to run amok. Certainly 3 strikes. We we feel the effects here in LA County of a recidivism rate that is far too high, the highest in the country, and repealing the 3 strikes law here in California is going to do wonders and save the state of California a whole lot of money. We heard from Annette Aguilar of the Yes on Proposition 37 campaign to label genetically modified foods. That one is very close. The polls were 50-50 coming out of the weekend. I think choice is a very important thing, and I often stand on the side of choice when it comes to a number of things. And I think that issue, at its very core, is all about choice. And so those are some issues that I'll be paying extra close attention to. What about you, Yemi?
Yeah, what about you?
I'll be paying attention to all of those as well. I'm also curious to know what's going to happen with Proposition 34 with respect to the death penalty.
Absolutely.
I know that among my circle of peers and friends, there's been a lot of discussion and conversation going both ways. So I'll be curious to see how our state comes out on that proposition.
And I'm actually anxious to see about Jackie Lacey and being the first African American woman to be a district attorney. So hopefully, Jackie is the winner tonight for DA here in Los Angeles, city of LA.
Yes, and she will be the first woman and the first African American to head up the largest prosecutorial agency, local prosecutorial agency in the country, the LA County District Attorney, that is. And so we'll be tracking that very closely. And then, of course, even after our election night coverage is completed, folks can absolutely tune in to People Are Talking right here on LA Talk Live on Sunday morning at 10 a.m. For the total election roundup. And then again next Wednesday at 5 p.m. With the lovely Starlight Coral.
Actually, tomorrow at 5 p.m.
Because tomorrow's Wednesday.
We're gonna be doing our own little wrap up, and
you're gonna get first crack at it.
She does.
But our family's in development, so I'm gonna have some developers to talk about the local impact of the election and moving forward. What does that look like in South LA? So we're excited. So make sure you tune in tomorrow at the Dialogue from 5 to 6 p.m. right here on LA Talk Live.
Absolutely. We are going to take a quick break, and when we come back...
Oh, my God, we have 10 more minutes.
We're going to take a quick break, and when we get back, we're going to give you our sort of final election rundown. It's election 2012 right here on LATalkLive.com, where we're more than just talk.
Monster DJ, Monster Rockable, Big Tigger, Big Tigger, Big Tigger.
Wake up, everybody, no more sleeping in bed. No more backward thinking, time for thinking ahead. The world has changed so very much from what it used to be. There is so much hatred, war and poverty. Oh yeah.
Wake up all the teachers, time to teach a new way. Maybe then they'll listen to what you have to say. 'Cause they're the ones who's coming up and the world is in their hands. When you teach the children, teach them the very best you can. Oh yeah.
The world won't get no better if we just let it be.
Oh no.
The world won't get no better. We gotta change again, just you and me. Wake up all the doctors, make the old people well. They're the ones who suffer and who catch all the hell. They don't have so very long before their judgment day. So won't you make them happy before they pass away? Oh yeah.
Wake up all the builders, time to build a new land. I know we can do it if we all lend a hand. The only thing we have to do is put it in our minds. Surely things will work out, 'cause they do every time. Yeah.
The world won't get no better if we just let it be. Oh, the world won't get no better
yeah. Just you and me. Go by the feeling. Go by the feeling. Go by the feeling.
This is street radio for unsung hero. Riding in the Rego, trying to stay legal. My daughter found Nemo, I found a new primo. Yeah, you know how we do it for the people. This is street radio for unsung hero. Riding in the Rego, trying to stay legal. My daughter
We
found
partying
Nemo,
here the
I
last
found
5 minutes, and Michael Collier, who is going to repent when he goes to church this Sunday for how he treated Shirley Hussar, the black Republicans earlier. Michael, repent.
Don't get Michael up in here.
Those are two terrible human beings.
No, they're not. They mama love them.
They are.
They black.
They are terrible human
Why you
beings.
say that? Why you do them like that?
They're terrible human beings. They hate themselves. They hate themselves. And it's so sad. It's so sad.
Now, what led you to come in here? Were you just
They were
spewing-
saying just terrible things about my president, you know, and they don't understand that's their president too. President, everybody president. President ain't just some people president, just the black people president, the white people president. President, everybody president. When Bush was president, Bush was everybody president. We didn't vote for him, but he's still our president. You know, the president is the president, and he deserves a certain amount of respect and dignity. And I don't appreciate it when these self-hating black people, because ain't no such thing as a black Republican. That's a myth. Doesn't even exist.
What are you talking about? We started off as black Republicans.
No, we started out, and there's a reason why we ain't there no more either. Okay, but the point is when you see a black Republican, it's really just a shadow that they showing you to make other black people think they part of the party. But once white folks are in power, you don't. When Republicans in power, you don't see no niggas nowhere. You don't see them in no real positions. You don't see them anywhere. They're to smile and glee and wave flags and stuff so they can get these white folks in office. But once that's over, you can one black Republican is Condoleezza Rice. They parade her out every time something comes. They parade her out.
What about Colin Powell? What about Colin Powell?
He ain't no Republican. He ain't no Republican. He ain't no Republican. Even if he said he is, he lying. He ain't no Republican. That's why he endorsed Obama.
He endorsed Obama because he was black.
So
see, there you go.
Now-
You must be a damn black Republican. You're a black Republican. I can see it.
Starlet, I already stopped one fight here today. Don't get another one.
See, Starlet over here. Starlet is itching for a fight in here. It ain't gonna happen.
I'm just messing with Michael because he just came in here acting up.
They trying to project him as the winner. What y'all have on here?
Michael, did you
This
go
must
vote?
be Fox News. What is this?
No, this is MSNBC.
No. This MSNBC.
Yes.
No.
But it's still early.
So with
MSNBC projects that Barack Obama's gonna win.
Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania. If he does that, he back. He back.
Well, he got to go to 270, but like
We gotta go 270. We got plenty of time.
But like,
All right.
Wow, this is big
And
news.
specify 270.
Wait,
which you
project,
first.
wait, who project for
All right.
Wait.
And so
And we
didn't put the
specify what
person up.
270 means.
They didn't put the person up for Virginia.
So 270 for all of our viewers and listeners. 270 is how many electoral votes the president or Governor Romney needs in order to win this. We just got an update from MSNBC. Tim Kaine, the former DNC chairman, he had been running for the Senate in Virginia. MSNBC is projecting that Tim Kaine is the winner for the U.S. Senate race in Virginia. That's Tim Kaine. We can give him a hand clap. That's a very good thing for the Democrats.
And he defeated George Allen.
It's
who
all
was-
very scary.
was,
I'm gonna need to go now.
Why?
I'm gonna make turkey tacos. This was fabulous while it lasted. My prayers are still with the main man, Mr. Obama.
You got Obama watching everything.
That's right. And I tell you right now, if Mitt Romney come in, them same Uncle Tom, black so-called Republicans are gonna find out how much he loves them.
But now tell me, if God forbid, like I keep saying, what if Obama doesn't win? Well, how are you gonna respond tomorrow morning?
Me and Mike
There's no
started
way
a riot,
to
right?
respond.
Mike?
I will continue to love him and support him, and we're gonna
Can we
keep
start
him
a riot, Mike?
doing whatever he
Can we-
wants to do.
can we
Yeah,
keep the
we're gonna
riot
bust
down
some
on Venice
windows.
Beach?
We're gonna
Yeah,
at least bust
at least
some
that,
windows.
right?
And we ain't gonna do it in our own neighborhood.
That's right.
I can't stand it when black people
We go to-
riot
we go to
in
Beverly
their own
Hills?
neighborhood. Yeah, we gotta at least go across Wilshire. Okay, what I'm gonna do is still support him and love him and know he a bad motor scooter. And he opened the doors for so many people and he makes so many of us so proud. And he's a real black man, and we never have really black mentors anymore. So to see Mr. Obama out there, it's a proud thing. And if the Republicans are lucky enough to steal it, then that's on them. I just tell y'all better defend yourselves. If you get Mitt Romney in there, who don't have anything good for women, don't have anything good for black people on his program.
But that is true.
Yet they all behind him, up in his behind, because it's the great white hope. He's the great white hope. They don't care who he is, as long as some white man can beat Mr. Obama. And the problem, like I tell you, the thing that's scary about it is if he wins, all the things that Mr. Obama's already put into place, the things that are beautiful and turning around the economy and starting to bring jobs back, he's gonna claim that he did all that. And the reason that he's winning is we got that nigga out. So it's a very dangerous thing for him to get in. It's an ugly thing.
So in our remaining minutes,
I'm sorry.
Yemi.
Thank you, Michael. One more time before we go.
Michael, don't leave us.
He's got to go. Mike's got stuff to do.
My woman's in the car and the
turkey
engine's running.
tacos.
But I
and all that
love
stuff.
y'all so much.
Thank you
and
so
thank you
much,
for letting me
Michael
have a moment.
Legendary comedian
God bless
Michael
y'all.
Collier.
Thank you so much.
Thank
We'll
you,
talk
sir.
more later.
Thank you. So in our remaining moments, Yemi Adebomere, our election night political contributor, we appreciate your time. Are you feeling hopeful? How are you feeling as we draw this to a close this evening?
I am feeling hopeful about the president's chances. As I was sharing when I first got here earlier with some of us off mic, was that this is sort of how 2008 started, where the night sort of went red and then it starts going blue. So I think that we're on a trajectory to have that same thing happen tonight. And remember, you have 1 minute to get in line. If you're not in line in California, get in line before 8 so that you can vote. Here in California, your vote count.
So how you gonna celebrate tonight when Obama wins? you going with Nicolai over to Culver City, Sony?
I have so many party invites, I can't figure it out.
I'm at the bottom of the stack.
I just hang out with you, but she got parties.
You're of course at the top.
Oh,
we didn't have a party here today. I mean, what is this?
We've been partying all day with you.
Oh my God!
You guys did promise me food. I don't know where it is.
Now you know you can't keep a black woman hungry.
You know where it's at? It's in the stuff.
That's where it is. No, I got some chicken, mac and cheese, and some leftover string beans that I cooked on Monday. Half it's yours if you want.
Oh, you're sweet.
She's going to the party. She gonna get some real food.
Some good food over at the party. Should I go?
Starlet.
Yes, my love.
So, are you hopeful? How are you feeling right now as we begin to draw this coverage? It's been a long day for us.
It is. I am hopeful, and Nicolai, I've enjoyed myself thoroughly.
Let's give you both a round of applause, man. You worked
achievement together. This is our first
almost
production
as hard as me today.
So we're very excited to do it again. And Nicolai, I absolutely adore you and love you. So thank you so much for taking this journey with me.
The feeling is mutual. The feeling is mutual, and we're so glad to end on a high note. It looks like Hawaii, Washington, and California have been projected for the president.
California. They already showed it already?
Yes, California has been called for the president. It's now 8:01. Our polls are now closed, but if you're listening to this and you happen to be in line, you're all right. Idaho has been called for Mitt Romney, but Oregon has not. Oregon is still too early to call. Oregon's 7 electoral votes on the line. Again, Iowa is too early to call. However, the president's leading with 42% of precincts reporting. Some good news. I mean, we are still very optimistic.
Nevada, too early to call.
Only 1% of precincts reporting. Nevada's too close to call. The difference between the president, Mitt Romney's 36,000. He's leading, though, in Florida. Still too close to call. In Ohio, in North Carolina. So this evening is going to drag on. Virginia, also too close to call. Colorado, the same. And so make sure that you tune in to the dialogue with Starlet Quarles.
243 and
well,
188.
Let's talk about that.
Wow.
243 and 188. Obama.
And what is that? Explain that.
So the president has 243 electoral votes. He needs 270 to get a second term. And so we are much closer than Mitt Romney is. Mitt Romney's at 188 electoral votes. And so we are much closer to the magic number. That's 270. Remember, this again is without Florida being called, without Virginia being called. North Carolina, Ohio, Colorado, and Nevada have not been called. And so the president in a very strong position within striking distance of a second term at 8:03 p.m. here on the West Coast.
Oh, keep your fingers crossed.
Can we just call it now? I saw 243 votes for Barack Obama. I'm finna pull out some of my electoral votes out of my pocket.
You
and
finna?
throw them, yeah, I'm finna. And so, can we just call it now? Can we call the election
We
now?
can't call it
yes?
now.
Can't
Are you
call
guys
it yet.
scared?
We
I'm
can't call
calling
it
it. Barack is the winner. Welcome to the new Obama era.
All right.
All right. Well, we want to thank everybody for tuning in.
Richard, thank you so much for supporting Nicorla and I on this effort.
Our
It's been
general
hard
manager
work, but
here.
I'm really happy to have done it. I got to tell you.
Richard Carr holding it down. This has been a wonderful experience. A big thank you to Starlight Corals. Don't forget to tune in
Tomorrow night, 5 o'clock.
5 o'clock. And the people are talking on Sunday at 10 a.m. for the
Both
full
shows.
And
election
Demetrius
roundup.
and AJ, Tuesdays, 5:30 to 6:30.
Absolutely. And big thank you to Yemi Adibamere.
Amy, you gonna come on my show again?
Sure.
Yeah, okay, good. We talk about black women next month, so come on.
Okay.
All
You got
right.
me.
And thanks to all you for watching and listening right here on LATalkLive.com, where we're more than just talk and where we'll get more than just sleep tonight.
You about to get some partying on.
Good night, everyone.
Good
Thank
night.
you.
Thank you so much for tuning in.
Welcome to the new Barack Obama era.
When in the midst of sorrow, you can see up and looking down. A brighter day tomorrow will bring. Oh, you hear the voice
Book of Revelation, chapter 7, verses 16 and 17. Yes, sir. They shall hunger no more, neither shall they thirst anymore. Preach, preacher. For God shall wipe away, yes, sir, every tear from their eye. Yes, sir. Get ready for the revolution. Come on. What you say? Come on. Do you want a revolution? Say, do you want a revolution? Come on. Say what? Do you want a revolution? Come on. Do you want a revolution?
Sick and tired of my brothers killing each other. Sick and tired of daddies leaving babies with their mamas. To every man that wanna lay around and play around. Reason upon you be man enough to stay around. Sick and tired of the church talking religion, but yet we talk about each other. Make a decision. No more racism. No. To racism. No. No pollution. No. No solution. No. A revolution. Come on.
Yes, sir. Listen. Do you want a revolution? I say, do you want a revolution? Come on. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Listen. Do you want a revolution? I say, do you want a revolution?
No crime. No. No dying. No. Politicians lying. Everybody's trying.
That's right.
To make a dollar. It makes me wanna holler.
Come on.
The way to do my life. The way to do my life. There's gonna be a brighter day. All your troubles will pass away.
Hallelujah.
A revolution's coming. Yes, it's coming. Coming. Revolution's coming. Yes, it's coming. Revolution's coming.
Listen. Listen. Do you want a revolution? I say, do you want a revolution? Come on. Yes, sir. All my people, do you want a revolution? I say, do you want a revolution? Say, what you feeling, what you want, son? Who you calling to, son? You know Jesus is the true son, the second in the Trinity. I know you feeling him. 500 days left into the new millennium. You hearing them trumpets and the sky cracks. The last, the first, the last. It won't pass. So don't be caught slipping, brother. Don't be tripping, brother. Cause when I see him, I'm giving.
Everywhere we go, they say we move too much, we do too much. And if you step against us, then you lose too much. Ain't no stopping what we doing when the spirit is moving. Don't be hating what I'm doing, I'm the vessel he's using. Everywhere I be, they try to judge me, they try to shake me, they try to buzz me, but they can't break me, cause I'm down with Christ. Dog child, a new nation, and we still alright. Well, alright.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Come on. Come on.
Struggling for such a long time, working here and there just to get by. It's finally time for me to get mine. No more robbing peers so we get paid for, or calling the mama's house to make a phone call. But no, we don't have to struggle at all, 'cause now every day is feeling like Friday. I'm getting paid and doing it my way. We're finally on our way. Baby, now it's time to celebrate. Oh, live it up. We can go crazy. Live it up, you and me, baby. Live it up, live it up, live it up. We're flying high. Don't wanna come down. Let them know. All over town. In the layaway, 'cause boo, I got the money today. Come on and go to the mall and let's play. Let's go. Raise a toast to the days ahead. You can't take it with you in your dead. You might as well enjoy it now instead. Oh, now it's about to be a long evening. We'll party through the rest of the weekend. We're finally on our way. Baby, now it's time to celebrate. Oh, live it up. We can go crazy. Live it up, you and me, baby. Live it up, live it up, live it up. We're flying high. The water come down, we'll let them know. All over town, and live it up, live it up, live it up. So we can fly so high in the moonlit sky, 'cause there's no more cloudy days. So it's so beautiful when you feel the flow. We can dance the night away. Remember when times were hard. Oh, so hard. Do it all. Oh, so hard. And we can just celebrate. There's no more pain. Raise your glass. Whoa, we gotta live it up. Oh, live it up. We can go crazy. Live it up, you and me, baby. Live it up, live it up, live it up. We're flying high. The water come down, we'll let them know. All over town, and live it up, live it up, live it up. So we don't have to worry no more, and we don't have to struggle no more. Oh, we don't have to worry no more, and we don't have to struggle no more. So 'cause it feels good to you, I know it feels good to you. Hey, yeah. We gotta live it up. Oh, till we don't have to worry no more, and we don't have to struggle no more. Oh, it's time to celebrate, baby. Oh, we gotta live it up. Is that all right? We got a lot of good things to celebrate, y'all, you know? The song says you can't take it with you when you're dead. You might as well enjoy it now instead, you know?
We are back. We are back. We are back. We have some great news. MSNBC is projecting that President Obama will be going back to the White House for another 4 more years. 4 more years. Looks like Arlen Harrell, our on-the-ground correspondent in Ohio, was right. MSNBC is calling the state of Ohio for President Obama, putting him over the top with 274 electoral votes to Mitt Romney's 203. I'm joined with our political contributor for tonight's election night coverage, Yemi Adebomere. Yemi, what do you think? What's your reaction to the good news?
The folks in the building could hear my screams down the hall. This is incredible news. This is exciting. I think that this is a absolute repudiation of campaign tactics of deceit, of campaigns of misinformation, and I think that that is important for our democracy. And I'm beyond excited about the fact that those tactics have been repudiated on these election results.
Wow, I mean, as I sit here, I mean, I feel myself starting to get a little bit emotional here on air. I mean, this has been a very long slog for the campaign. There's been a long slog for a lot of folks that have been supportive of the president for a long time now, and it's been a difficult road for the American people. This economic recession's been severe. Still, so many people out of work. Still, so much more to do, and we all can go to bed early tonight and rest assured that we have more time to get that work done.
Absolutely. President Clinton said it best. This is not a job that was just going to be 4 years, and it wasn't time to change course. And now we have the opportunity to really, we've laid down some roots, and it's time to fertilize those and not rip them out of the ground. So I'm happy to see that for our garden to grow.
The seeds have been planted, and we have 4 more years together to work together to help make it grow. Again, for those that are just joining us now here on LA Talk Live, President Obama projected to be our president of the United States for another 4 more years. 274 electoral votes to Mitt Romney's 203. MSNBC is calling Ohio for President Obama. I understand Fox News has not yet made its projection. I think they're somewhere in the newsroom passing around the clinic. But, I'm just really happy that, Mitch McConnell didn't win. I just want to remind our viewers and listeners that Mitch McConnell, the Senate Minority Leader, who's a Republican, had declared right when Obama took office that his number one priority and the Republican Party's number one priority, the obstructionist Republican Congress, their number one priority was to make President Obama a one-term president. And tonight, the American people have come together, and with our chorus of voices from across this country have said, not on our watch. Absolutely. We're giving them 4 more years.
Absolutely.
Now, Florida is still too close to call, and Colorado and some of those other states are too close to call, but the president has reached the 270 mark, 274 electoral votes. We are watching live video courtesy of MSNBC. We're watching live video here in the studio of Obama headquarters in Chicago. I imagine it's going to be quite a celebration tonight. I believe they're doing this at Grant Park in Chicago. It's the same space that the president celebrated his 2008 victory. What do you think these people are feeling and thinking right now? I mean, as we look at the live video that's coming in, what are you thinking, Yemi?
Well, we see shouts of jubilation. We see again hope. I think on some people's faces you see relief, frankly. But what I love about the pictures of the president's supporters are the fact that he brings together such a diverse coalition of Americans, both diverse in age, socioeconomic status, and racial, religious, all of that. And that's the true melting pot, and the true fabric of America is what his constituency looks like, and that makes me very proud.
We are all in it together. We're all in it together. We're looking at footage on MSNBC of some young people really excited about the president's second term. Those were live pictures outside the White House. The president and the first family being in Chicago, about to come out shortly, I would imagine, to deliver his victory speech. An early night for the president. I guess David Axelrod is going to be cutting off that mustache.
He won't be.
Well, he won't be cutting off that mustache.
He won't be cutting it off. And so do you remember what Joe Scarborough has to do if he loses? I'll be curious to see. I don't remember,
but we will have to tune in to Morning Joe tomorrow to see what Joe Scarborough has in store for us. President Obama, another 4 more years, and we are so grateful that we're able to share this news for you right here on LA Talk Live, where we are more than just talk. Believe that. Take that to the bank today. We want to thank our general manager and the visionary of LATalkLive.com, Richard Carr, for agreeing to do this full day wall-to-wall coverage on this historic day for our country. This is, in fact, a historic day for all of us here at LATalkLive.com. And so a hand clap to Richard Carr for his vision and his support.
Well, let me tell you what a great job I think both you and Star and all of your co-hosts and guests did today to get out the vote. You've got to count yourself into this success equation that we have this incredible president having 4 more years to make a better America. Count yourself as a part of the reason for his success. So I applaud you as well.
Thank you. And you know what? As the campaign believes, and as I believe, we're all in this together. And so while the president has another 4 more years to plant some more seeds and yield some fruit from the seeds that have been planted in his first term, he's going to need each and every one of us every step of the way. MSNBC is projecting that the United States Senate will stay firmly in Democratic control. That's another bit of good news. We're still waiting for the returns to come in with the U.S. House of Representatives. Not sure if the Democrats are going to make a complete sweep tonight. But I'm sure you can stay close to MSNBC and all your other news sources for that information. And remember, tomorrow, Starlet Quarles, right here, 5 p.m. On the Dialogue. She's going to be giving a complete election roundup, and I'll be doing the same again on Sunday on our regularly scheduled People Are Talking with Nicordelai Corte program here on LA Talk Live. Any final thoughts, Yemi?
I'm speechless. I'm so proud of our country tonight.
May I ask you both? What are your plans for 2013?
What are our plans for 2013? Well, I can tell you right now, in 2012, I'm gonna take a nap tomorrow. that's my immediate plan. But
no rest for the weary.
I think for all of us that have been in such strong support of the president in terms of our resources, in terms of our time, in terms of our talent, I think over the next several weeks, we're going to take some time to look at, how we can continue to give back to our country, how we can continue to support our president and a progressive agenda over the course of the next 4 more years. Where that is, what that looks like, and what it entails, I'm not sure about that, but I think that's something that is heavy on my heart. What about you, Yemi?
I share many of the same sentiments. I'm looking forward to seeing what the results are the rest of the California races and the propositions. And I just want to say it's morning in America.
It's morning in America. It's morning in America. And with that, we're going to return to our regularly scheduled programming here on LATalkLive.com. Thank you all so much for joining us today for our wall-to-wall coverage. We are blessed to be able to share the good news with all of you, and we hope you all celebrate yourselves. Make sure you stay safe, and make sure that you return to LATalkLive.com, where we're more than just talk.
What's so wrong with wishing that's the way it could be? I wish you were real instead of make believe. So welcome into my dream. This is my fantasy. How I wish you were here with me. Welcome into my dream. Into my dream.
these